Dear viewers, I will try to be a little open. The absolute majority of those who say that new forces should come to politics in Azerbaijan are generally not sincere in my opinion. I can evaluate this non-sincerity in different categories in different ways. The most important part of them is those who have been demagogic since 2005-2007. Who have been demagogic since 2005-2007, who have been demagogic since 2005-2007, and a part of them are permanent Azerbaijani. In other words, the political processes in the country are not only like football fans in the name of Azerbaijan, but there are such solid football fans that they rarely appear on the stadium or on the TV screen. I have no knowledge of this in political Azerbaijanis. The important part of those who say that new forces should come to politics is only trolls. Without valuing them as a serious category, I will skip them. A certain number of people are people who have been thrown into the back door of the box of stories, seeing that they are demanded not only to gain success, but also to gain courage. In other words, there may be many such parameters. I don't want to list them all. Why do I remind you of this now? I saw an article by Ali Karim, and I thought that I should give a general opinion on this issue while I am at it. Ali Karimli writes, "My fellow countryman, who says that new forces should come to politics, is one of the brightest representatives of these new generation politicians, Ulvi Hasenli. Ulvi Hasenli has been in prison for more than 3 months. However, the regime was not satisfied with imprisoning Mr. Ulvi and imprisoned his other friends and colleagues in Abzas media. They even blocked Mr. Ulvi's mother's pension card. They did not allow him to meet his family. They were reluctant to see their young father and daughter. As a society that wants to see new forces in politics, should we seriously defend Mr. Ulvi and his young colleagues? Everyone should answer this question. Yes, Mr. Ulvi could leave his country like everyone else. He lived happily with his young family in one of the democratic countries. Sevinç Fagif's daughter did not need to leave the country at all. When the coup began, Miss Sevinç was abroad. She returned to Baku, showing off her courage, as well as other Abzas people. These young people rushed to fight in order to fix the country, to see the blackest jobs they had, to Porsche, to Canada, to other countries. They raised the flag of struggle against corruption. They tried to create freedom of the press in this closed country, to be the voice of the silenced society. These self-sacrificing young people who sacrificed their freedom to make this country a livable place, and all the political prisoners deserve support. It is not enough to live in a free society and desire a good life. It is also necessary to support those who sacrifice at least to achieve a good life. Yes, wonderful people. This is the courage required to take up politics. You can imagine others there in the foreground, but your imaginations cannot deepen beyond half. For example, all the imprisoned political prisoners, including Abzas children, are people who have no family members working elsewhere. Do you think that a great Azerbaijani army, which says that new forces should come to politics, should not leave these people in the hope of fate? Do you think that they should join in the reconciliation of their financial problems? It is just a factor. I'm sure that there are thousands of people who think about this. Only those who think are 1 in 1,000. Those who take real steps are not even 1 in 1,000. Of course, courage is necessary, because the politics of Azerbaijan is not a football field. Since it has no rules, it is not a gladiator war. It is to create a barrier in a country where one of the world's most important interests is to create rules, to bring the laws to work, to ensure freedom. It is a struggle to engage in political activity in Azerbaijan. Now look at the situation in the country. According to the Freedom Index, Finland ranks first with 100 balls. Azerbaijan ranks 5th with 7 balls. You think you are praising the Armenian son of the Armenian. The Armenian son of the Armenian ranks 56 balls in the Freedom Index. He is much ahead of Azerbaijan. There is no politics in Azerbaijan. When you say that new forces should come to politics, have you ever thought about what you can do to create a political environment in the country for years, to put one stone on top of another? I reminded you of the first way. There is no difference between the new or the old way that political repressions have taken Europe. You can freely think about the situation of politicians. Think about other ways too. I talk about this every day.